and expenses to read and consider carefully before investing.
Listen to this story. General Motors has recalled nearly 780,000 of its vehicles due to faulty ignition switches that led to at least 6 deaths. This affects the Chevrolet Cobalt and Pontiac G5 from the 2005 through 2007 model years. But why did the company wait so long to issue the recall? Joining me now, the car coach herself, Lauren Fix. Lauren, so GM knows a decade before the Chevy Cobalt recall that there's a problem, but none of us knew, and none of us knew about this story at all until it started running in the papers.
Right, and what happened was it's called a TSB. We should define the difference between a technical service bulletin and a recall. A technical service bulletin is something they let the dealer know, and they say, hey, listen, if there's a problem, people come in and complain about this, here's a solution. Because people had heavy keychains. A lot of us put a lot of junk on our keychains, and it was causing a problem. A recall means we have a problem that is definitely could potentially cause an accident or a death or something. Let's bring in cars and have that done.
All right. So let's slow this down a little bit because there's a lot of information coming to our viewers quickly.
Okay.
So what happened about this information that we just got today, actually, came out of a court case.
Right.
Now, the reason it was in the court case that they knew about it is because there were these technical bulletins that went to who?
They went to dealerships only.
They went to dealerships.
Right.
This didn't go to the public. The public never knew the problems that you so well described with these cars. So we're out in the dark, and there's this problem going on that's not being fixed across the board. The feds have not been told. How is this possible?
Well, this is how a technical service bulletin works. There's a problem. There's a couple people have complained about it. They'll contact the manufacturer. The manufacturer will either give them a cure or a fix or a software update. And then as the people come in with a problem, you come in with your Cobalt or your Pontiac, and we say, we got it, we'll fix it for you. We know what the problem is. We know how to cure that. But if they don't have enough people, unfortunately, the results of all this is reason they found out why it was so dangerous was because this woman died. And when they took the information off of her black box, that's when they found out.
There have actually been 6 deaths.
Right, and 22 serious injuries.
22 injuries. So what happens essentially is the ignition doesn't work. It turns off. The car shuts off.
Right.
Airbags do not deploy.
Right.
People are in real trouble, and you say typically what happens is a head-on crash.
Right. Well, they've said that all the accidents that have happened have been head-on crashes because this is as far the information we're able to ascertain at this time. What we do know is when a car is parked on the side of the road, and if you were to hit it head-on, an airbag wouldn't deploy because the car isn't on. So when the car shuts off due to the weight of your keys in the tumbler and the ignition, it goes to either the accessory or the off mode. That means no power steering, no power brakes. It means the car is essentially, in its mind, off. And that's how they found is out in the court case. That's why. But
let me ask you this question. So you say it's a heavy keychain. So is that my fault? Shouldn't they have figured that out? Well,
the truth is, you shouldn't be putting a lot of keys on your keychain anyhow. But again, what we learn in driver's ed is not that at all. So one of the things that's important to note is if you had the problem, you would take it to the dealer and say, hey, the car shuts off sometimes. And the dealer would have told you to take all the weight off the keychain and put this clip on case over the top, and that's what you would use.
But why not just tell the feds, make the problem public, go with it, and tell everybody what's going on?
I agree with you, especially during the era of 04, 05, when you had everything from other recalls that are out there, and everyone is afraid of these recalls because the press will go after them in force. And
it's worse if you wait and you have deaths.
And you have deaths, right. So now manufacturers are being extremely proactive, and this is something that
Except for this example.
This is really
GM.
bad, and this could impact their stock. And I know Mary Barra is a phenomenal
New CEO.
She is going to put everything she can to try and elevate GM brand and everything else. Unfortunately, this is something that happened previous to her, so she's going to have, their team are going to have to work to upgrade, get people more confident in the brand. If you have this car, the most important thing is please take it to a dealer. Anytime you get any recall, do not wait. This doesn't mean, oh, maybe next week. If you get a recall or a technical service bulletin in the mail, go to the dealer, get it taken care of. Even if something as silly as a trunk latch, you want it fixed. You want it fixed because there's a reason they've contacted you.
I want to show the past GM recalls here. We have a list of them. You can see just how many there have been. This one especially concerning, and again, it's Chevy Cobalt and Pontiac G5s, the model years 2005 to 2007. That's what you have to worry about. If you have one of those cars, you want to make sure that you get it looked after because the thing can stop on you. Stall right out.
There's been a couple other ones. The Chevy truck has had a lot of problems with the brake lines and fuel lines rotting out, and they're just saying, well, go to the dealer and they'll replace them as needed. problem is there's been a couple people out there that have actually run intersections with faulty brakes. So if you've got problems with your vehicle, this is not a thing to what you contact the manufacturer, the dealership in this case, tell them there's a problem, see if there's a technical service bulletin. If you say, I don't even know, put in the year, make, and model after into your search engine on the internet, and then put in recall. If nothing comes up, try it under what they call TSB, which is Technical Service Bulletin, and see if any of this applies to your vehicle. Don't take it anywhere and just have someone look at it. You want the dealer to look at it first. If there's a fee to have it repaired, then you can look at alternative ways of having it fixed.
Lauren, great job telling us how to get the information online, which you can do. All that information is out there,
Yes, it is.
but when you don't tell the public, they can't get it.